What's going on, YouTube? It's Spoot with Fort Misery Gaming. It's today. It's a day early, and we're all. I think we're all pretty excited. We've got the global launch of Seven Deadly Sins, 24 hours before we were supposed to. The Google Play updated today. You could download or preload, I guess, and you got a timer, and it told everybody we were going live at about 9 p.m. So we did a little bit of an unveiling stream earlier. You can check that out on Twitch. And we did do a couple of polls. So we're just going to give you the first impressions for this and then sort of move on. We do have more content coming. So this is sort of a card battler. You get a bunch of characters, up to 3 on a team, plus a bonus guy as a support unit. Each of them has 3 moves. You sort of shuffle through those and upgrade them as they start. This is the Tavern UI. You have Elizabeth here, who you can change the outfit. You can get your daily rewards. You can give her gifts. Hawk, who you can give extra food, change outfits, do stuff like that, change how the tavern looks. And as people show up sort of in here, you can give them beer. I've already given them beer once, so you don't really get the bonuses off of that. But you can maintain the tavern a little bit, and it raises your character's affinity towards you. So the higher it is, the more bonuses you get from that. You can even clean tables. It's like owning a real tavern. Look at him wipe that table down. That thing isn't clean for all hell. He did get in between the little log, though. That was pretty sweet. So this is kind of a story gotcha. People are pretty attached to it from the global launch, and it has been pretty good for the most part. We are looking at... I'm trying to think. Came out in November? Either October or November, or maybe a little bit before in JP, and we've all been sort of waiting on this since then. This is the tavern. You can cook. You can change how the tavern itself looks. You have a set of quests for each chapter. Right now, we only go to Chapter 5. In the next Quality of Life update, we'll get Chapter 6 and unlock a couple of the raids. You get achievements and stuff like that for doing stuff around the actual game, which is pretty cool. That's definitely not terrible. Your heroes are... I actually like the way they present this information. So everybody's got kind of a wanted poster that you can click on. And then as you get them, you pull the character out, which is kind of cool. We got our Meliodas and our pre-register rewards. We got our green Captain Meliodas off of our first roll, which was good, because re-rolling for this guy is definitely what you're going to be doing. We'll be putting out a guide on that a little later and going over some of the units just to see, kind of give you a better idea of what to expect in the future. Just because a couple of these units are good for a while. Like, this guy is good throughout quite a bit of the meta. But don't be discouraged. You can pull for your favorite character. Like, I like Gother personally, but Meliodas is fine. So you've got a little bit of everything. You can enhance your character once you go to him, evolve him. You can awaken him, which apparently I have not done the tutorial for. This increases base stats, usually by a percentage. And you have to have, like, specific kinds of equipment to do it. I don't have any of it, so it ain't doing me no good. You can upgrade your ultimate move. Your regular skills you don't really get to do anything with, but I'll go into a battle in a second and sort of show you how it works. Each character is going to have a set of costumes. As you unlock each character, you can kind of do different stuff. Like, I can do the Boar Hat Master. I can do the Holy Knight Armor. And then for him, you've got, like, the Captain Meliodas from when they were in the Holy Knights. You've got an equipment series. I did a couple of quests in the game, so I've got actually a set, which you can get set bonuses from. You can upgrade equipment from there. And that's pretty much it for your characters. It's pretty basic. You farm out stuff, you upgrade them, you sort of go do your thing. The draws are pretty easy. Right now, you've got... like I said, you're pulling for Captain Meliodas. It's just what you're doing. There are a couple of other ones that you could look for that I would probably recommend, like Camelot Sword King Arthur is pretty sweet, and I believe we get Forest Guardian King is not too bad, and then Old Fart King is okay. So they're not terrible. The 7 Deadly Sins character is always the best. You do get to pull guaranteed SSRs. You also get race draws. So if you're looking for a specific character, you can pull from very specific things. So you get like, here are all the human characters, here are all the demon, fairy, goddess characters, here are all the human, giant, or the unknown characters. Now, this spoils quite a bit if you aren't paying attention to the anime, so I would watch it a little bit before you really go deep on this, because it gives you a lot of information that kind of kills the first season. So, you know, give it a watch, see what you want. I actually really like it, although Season 3 was pretty rough. So let's go do... Let's see if there's something completable we can do. Let's do a quest real quick for you and see if we can go do a fight. The animation style is pretty much what you would expect from the anime. It's a little more CG-based than anything. It's essentially just recreating the steps you're going. That's our boy Gil Thunder. So you can go out, you have a world map, you move the Boar's Hat Tavern, which is your big boy, kind of back and forth. Hey, we have a village visitor. What is this? Oh, we actually have to clear it. All right, cool. No, we don't need that. So as you just go through, you're going to unlock other little areas. We have unlocked item storage, which I had completely forgotten about. So this just sort of tells you what you have, your single-use items, draw tickets, stuff like that. Your miscellaneous is quest items, sellable items, equipment is very obvious. You can sell across all of the tabs, which is pretty good. That is definitely useful, and it's not something you can do in a lot of games. And they're pretty generous with just throwing stuff at you, too, so... Let's do a fight real quick. Who do we want to grab? Let's get Gother. Why not? Oh no, I already have a Gother. I can't replace him. What nonsense is this? Make sure it's not on auto, because I believe I left my last fight on auto. There we go. Alright, so each character has 3 cards. You get to go onto the bottom screen and sort of, you know, gauge things out a little bit better. I'm going to have to change the filters on this. That way you guys can see a little bit more of it. There we go. Gives you a bit better of an idea. So you can, each ability can be upgraded, so a bronze goes into a bronze, a silver goes into a silver, and creates a gold. So there isn't really anything we can create off the rip. I believe that's outburst counter. Okay, so we'll do that, and we don't really need that yet. Hellblaze, yeah, we'll do that. So we skipped it, we combined into a silver. The fight animations for this are pretty good. It's not like the prettiest game ever, but if you like this style of art, it's pretty good. Melius over here just straight murking something. Alright, so we'll use Grey Piggy, we'll use that, it'll upgrade this, and then we use this. And in doing that, we upgraded our last card. Although it doesn't matter, because Hawk and Elizabeth are going to murder everything. Now, it is in Japanese, even though it is a global release, so if you wanted the North American voice actors, there's nothing I can really do for you, so I'm sorry. I have no control over that, but it is where we have landed. So, for the most part, just to keep it kind of short and sweet, the game itself is pretty good. They're very generous on rewards. I think it's every either 5 or 7 days you get a free SSR ticket. So eventually, even with dupes, because you're going to need those to unlock some of the higher end equipments, or not equipments, character abilities and stuff like that. Eventually, you're going to have the opportunity to get most of the SRs that are running, except for maybe a couple of the chase banners later on. We currently only have story and a couple of events, which is fine. It's day one. I don't think anybody should really begrudge them that. We'll be getting PvP, raids, and guilds a little later, probably within a month or two. So you will probably get to grinding out a couple of characters before we really get any deeper on anything else. My only gripe so far is your stamina in the beginning is really low. So you're going to want to do a lot of these events because like the rewards are pretty sweet and they're limited. So you can get, for doing the... what is that event? Hold on, I'll show it to you. So the growth event. So like Jericho's one shot, you get a couple of days to run it, but you can get SSR treasures and UR treasures that sell for like almost 100 grand, which is a lot of money in this game. So keep an eye on it, but be careful because if that's 10 stamina right there, you start at like 20. So every couple of levels, you're going to be able to do 1 or 2 of them. So I would focus on the story at first, and if you aren't doing anything, pop the event if you think you're, willing to do it. The characters are pretty cool. I like 7 Deadly Sins. I like the design. I like the sort of air of it. So I'm not super mad about that. I think really my only qualm is that it's not very well optimized on a lot of systems. So there are a lot of phones that will run this a little less than optimally. You'll get some slowdown, you'll get some load times. I'm running it on BlueStacks, which it's fine on. Some people are having some slowdown on it, but it tends to be a GPU issue. So the older your graphics unit is, the less likely you can really lock it to and expect 60 frames a second, which I believe I can run at. I haven't really actually gauged it. So don't worry about emulation. You can do it. BlueStacks runs it fine for the most part. Rerolls are pretty easy. It's got a built-in, just to give you a heads up at the end, although we are going to make a guide on it for the extra characters. You just hit reset data and it does the whole thing for you. So that is 7 Deadly Sins. So we're going to be putting out a couple videos this week. We're going to be streaming it once or twice just to go through the story with you guys so everybody can come hang out and do it. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. Give us your love. We'll give it back. And if there's something else you guys are looking forward to, give us a yell. And if there's something you want us to do on Grand Cross, tell us. So remember, you're pulling for Meliodas. And I hope it's not miserable for you.